YouTube fans, here again. And I thought, fuck it, let's do some with Halloween's on this way. Let's do some more video nasties. Ha 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 ha, with video nasty fee. Probably doing them in order, but fuck it. So we go to the one from the early 70s when Wes Craven did his first big movie. Well, not big, it was on an old budget, but his first film. That being Last House on the Left. Now, this one you could say is technically is more influence on a classic film called Victoria Springs. Everyone remembers that? It's a foreign and subtitle film. And it does have a very similar story. And I always like this story, but it's an hard film to watch. It's a very hard film to watch. It was made that way, and it's very disturbing. And for the time, as we know, it got banned in the UK, got banned in a few countries. It was mostly comedy, got banned in this country. And yep, in the early 80s, before it was took off the shelf, it was a video nasty. And understandably so on this one. But if people thought it was going to be nasty, they should have read the original script and the ideas what Wes Craven was going to use. He wanted to make this bloodthirsty. He wanted to make it hardcore in the blood and gore department. He wanted guys having sex with dead girls, women biting women's nipples off. Seriously, you're not hearing things. That was how Wes Craven wanted originally Last House on the Left. But happy to say it got altered. Because it's disturbing enough. It's disturbing, but it's an interesting film. Even though it's an hard film to watch, it's an interesting film. It's how the Syphilites become the Savages. And I do like the fact you get David S. makes his first appearance. I like the fact he used some of the songs like Drizzy and Weasel, Dermy and Bear, and all that stuff. And, the road leads to nowhere. And I miss David S. He does play a complete and utter evil bastard in this. I'm not lying. He does play an evil bastard. But like the bit he makes one of the girls being fitted, pee herself. But he's a very talented man. For people who may not know, David S., who sang to The Last House on the Left, as well as played the evil villain True, which, funny enough, in '84 inspired Freddy Krueger, the word coup, and so on. So he actually written some of the songs for Elvis Presley. So that's something else you got to respect for David S. He actually written some of the songs for Elvis the Pelvis. For people who may not know that, may David S. rest in peace. I suppose he got typecasted. He was in that a lot of these films like It, Psycho, or the next one, but it was also a video nasty, The House by the Edge of the Park, where he played a psycho in that as well. So he's very common at doing those roles, but very good at doing them roles. So yeah, that's Last House on the Left. You can now get it on DVD at last, uncut. When it first come out, cut the fucking shit. You can now at last, in this concert array, get to see Last House on the Left in its so-called uncut form. Another film that's very similar to Last House on the Left, and I actually expect this one and all, it is a very well made film. Again, it's an hard film to watch. That being Midnight Train Murders. Has a few titles as well. And it's very similar to Last House. You've got two young girls, they go on a train, they go on the one side of the train. These ones I really feel sorry for them more because in the one place at the one time, you've got these psychopaths, and some of the things they do is horrific. I mean, it is horrific. But even though it's an hard film to watch, you can see the similarities of Last House, especially at the end. I like the fact it's done near Christmassy time, but do not think for 1 second this is a Christmassy film. This is not the sort of film you put on when you're having your Christmas dinner, believe me. But I like the moody atmosphere. I like the bits where they're in the train, here and there. You got characters in it, here and there. It's definitely a 70s film. It's got a 70s fashion. That being Midnight Train Murders. And again, from 1975. Again, you can get it on DVD. I think you can also get it, have to say, uncut on DVD at last. And again, it was a video nasty. Shot in 1975, Midnight Train Murders. Then we get this one. This one is notorious. This one is horrific to watch if you see the uncut one, which sadly to say you never will in this country. Never will in this country. That being I Spit on You Dave. I remember reviewing the one of the sequels, which I fucking hate. I don't mind the remakes and the sequel to the remake, but this one, if you all know, come out in 1978. It's the original. And the director got inspired by a rape scene, of all things, a fucking rape scene. And he got him to write this idea about a young girl. She's planning on writing a love novel. She gets a taffin. She gets abducted by these scumbags. She gets gang raped. It's very hard to see. She gets everything done, but she goes back after them. She gets feet revenge, and she kills them all. And I do know originally it was going to be called Day of the Woman, but it got altered to I Spit on You, Dave. And yep, it was a video nasty, and it was taken off straight away. It was banned in the UK for a number of days. It was also banned in Germany for a number of days. We can now get it on DVD, but it came out of the rape scene. Cut. Even today. It's an hard one to watch though in its uncut form. And yes, I've got the uncut one, one of my archives. Not boasting the boast, but I've got the stunned uncut one. But again, in this country, though, if you want to get to see it uncut, you're best off just going and getting Amazon and getting a bootleg version of it, because you definitely won't get it uncut in this country. But that's I Spit on You, Dave from 1978. Then we go also in the same year, 1978, to Mountain of the Cannibal Dods, one of the cannibal films. This one, I actually don't mind this one because you've got a few well-known actors in it. You've got Ursula Andress. And for anyone who used to fancy Ursula Andress when she was in her heyday, you probably like this film because you see her tits, you see her ass, you see her bust, you see everything. She's definitely not shy in this film. And it's more, again, like the early cannibal films. It's more of a jungle. It's more of a jungle adventure film. You get that jungle adventure feel to it. Again, though, there's a lot of animal cruelty to it. There's a scene where they tap a cobra, being a snake, he's eating a monkey. There's a bit where they see him kill a lizard. There's some dory bits in it nearly at the end, but if you get past the animal cruelty, it's not a bad film. It's more of an adventure film. You can now get the extended version of it where there's a cannibal doing something to a pig, and I'm not going to say the rest. It becomes a bit pornographic. So you can get the extended version of Mountain of Cannibal Dods now and all if you want to see a bit of extra. So that's the Mountain of the Cannibal Dods. Then we get another cannibal film. This has to be the nastiest of the nastiest, the mother of the mothers. That being Cannibal Holocaust. This was the daddy of the video nasties. This was the movie what set off the video nasties. You want to know what I mean by that? Go back to my first review about the video nasties. How Mary Whitehouse got wind of this, and then basically the video nasties got suppressed. This was the daddy of the nasties. This was noted for having a lot, and I mean a lot, of animal cruelty. Of all the cannibal films, this was the one that had a lot of animal cruelty in it. And then this film got made, people thought the actors got murdered. I'm not bullshitting you. They actually thought the actors got fucking murdered. And the director had to prove every one of these actors, they didn't get killed, they didn't get massacred. He had to show the effects, like one where this cannibal girl has a spear in her mouth, a spike in her mouth, and one up her oots, putting it nicely. He had to show how he did the effects, but of course he couldn't with the animals because they killed the animals for real. You can now get it on DVD in this country. Bit amounts of the animal cruelty, animal death scenes has been dimmed down. There's even a DVD where you can pick animal friendly or the full-on one. But again, in this country, it's slightly cut down a bit. With that, I could be understanding because the animal cruelty wasn't really needed, like most cannibal films. But again, I don't mind it. I don't mind Cannibal Holocaust. It's a good one. It's a good one. So that's that one. So again, there's a lot of these video nasties. There was some, but believe it or not, got banned, but was not prostituted as video nasties. One would have been, are you ready for this? The Exorcist. That's right, I'm making this shit up. 1973, The Exorcist got banned originally. And the other one being Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Was not a video nasty, even though you think of that title, but it was not classed as video nasty, but we had our wonderful censorship that was taken off and was banned for a number of days. It was only when our wonderful censorship, being Thingy Freeman, can get his first name, who's no longer with us, but this censor was terrible for banning and censoring anything he could censor, and he banned a lot of these films. You can now get them uncut and on DVD now, but it took us fucking years to get them films. Thank fuck times are changing. So there are a number of the video nasties. I'll try on my video nasties, and then near November time I'll think of new things to do. But into them, be smart, be safe, and when it comes to it, have a happy Halloween.